does need some reinforcing zealots. Just dragoons left are not going to be able to deal with this anymore. It looks like all of the zealots have gone down. And unfortunately, BeSt engaging once again with just that control group of dragoons, which is probably not a good decision on his part. He really needs those zealots to be in front. Otherwise, the tanks just do too much damage. So he carelessly, improperly loses some dragoons there, in my opinion. And Flash is completely mined out, isn't even bothering producing another nuke. So yeah, it looks like Flash, maybe he's going to have to push to either the 12 or the 6 to try and take it. But overall, I mean, neither player's in a really bad position right now. Because Flash is playing around, I think BeSt is back into it, and we're going to kind of head into a standard late-game PvT at this point. But yeah, I still like, I think we've kind of evened out a little bit, but I still am kind of favoring Flash in this, just because I can't foresee him having made that big of a blunder as to throw this game away after those massive early advantages.
He's harassing the 6 o'clock at the moment, though. Has siege tanks there in position. I think he's going to actually be able to take it down. Has a complete surround there. Already has SCVs moving there. Going to start distance mining right off the bat. The Nexus is going to move down. Going to get taken out. Already has a command center floating up there. So he's going to be able to take the base fairly comfortably. Yeah, moved, floated away his nuclear silo command center towards that base. So he's going to be fairly comfortable in that position. Ah, crikey, just, yeah, any sync problems that we have, once again, apologize, people. This is, when done off Ventrilo and YouTube at the same time, it all kind of makes it all go wax on, wax off, and go all crazy. I've had the same problem with other casters, so I apologize about that. And we're just going to, I think just from now on, we're going to, whenever we end our own little rants, we're going to tell off what times we change. And Deja, don't change your video at any point. Don't pause or anything. If any adjustments need to be made, I'll make them, and we'll just base the video off you or something. Whatever. I apologize. Whatever. Every crazy stuff going there. BeSt a lot of gateways, but not seeing a lot of them producing. He still has the 12. That upper left hand still mining. The mineral only should be dead by this point. Upper left hand shouldn't be mining much. Not much at all, actually. 12 o'clock, I think, is his only lifeline. And if that's his only lifeline, he's in a bad position. He's lost a lot of ground forces trying to push in on Flash and try to do some sort of damage to him. But honestly, Flash, meanwhile, has been allowed to take that 6 o'clock. He's going to start shelling BeSt's main at this point. Not going to be able to shell too much, but Arbiter Tribune is going to go down. So at the very least, it's going to completely stop Arbiter production. Although I don't really think BeSt has much in the way of resource to really do much more Arbiter production. I think at this point, this game might actually move into a partial stalemate, more like when another player wants to move out. At least for now, BeSt doesn't really want to move out or try to do any more, because all the time his waves crash against the beach and do absolutely nothing. The beach stays, the rocks stay, and people die. Well, not people, zealots and dragoons, which dragoons are already dead, but whatever. Technically. At this point, yeah, Flash is going to stick at the 6 o'clock position, and he's going to be able to comfortably turtle. And when Flash is turtling, and when he's turtling this comfortably, you're in a pretty bad position, because Flash, when it comes to playing defensively, Flash is an absolute beast. He's an absolute master of playing passively. BeSt continuing to at least macro up a little bit, try to get a large enough force that he might eventually try to go in and finally try to finish off Flash's army. But Flash still, yeah, as Deja has said, has probably a lot in the bank, still can produce at least a little bit, doesn't probably have enough to continue macroing like crazy, but he's still going to be able to bring in at least some reinforcement here and there. You can see he has quite a large army, he has quite a few tanks. Neither player, I think if either player is closer to being full on the side count, that's probably BeSt, but Flash somehow has still kept himself in the game, has taken out a lot of tech of BeSt's. BeSt probably going to be angry at himself there. But at this point, I feel all this is going to accumulate into BeSt trying to finish Flash off. Probably going to try to go for that 6 o'clock position, either with a recall or something. Going to try to do some sort of damage there. And possibly even take out his entire force. If he manages to do that, he might get himself seriously back into this game. But just by taking out Flash's force, he just has to be very careful in how he does so. And if he does manage to do enough damage, he will possibly be able to get back in this game. He's going to go for a recall. At the middle only, I feel here, there's turrets all over the place, so he has to be very careful where he's going to recall, get a couple of turrets out, so he's going to at least reposition himself. And at the moment, still kind of this game staying back and forth a little bit passively. No real action taken by anybody at this point.
The problem for BeSt at this point isn't the economics is definitely he's in a bad spot economically, but the problem for him is that Flash has a maxed out army. And BeSt has a maxed out army, but Flash has a bank. So I think both of them probably have a bank at this point. But the thing is that BeSt, he can, if he does get a recall off at that 6 o'clock base, let's say, and takes it down, the problem is that he still can't compete with the army. If he recalls 40 or 50 psi worth of units and a nice EMP going in there, catching 3 arbiters, I think, at least 2, possibly a 3rd arbiter, And even if he takes down that 6 o'clock base, he still can't deal with Flash's army and Flash's reinforcements. So BeSt is just in an awful position in that sense. He has a ton of Zealots. I wish that he would have saved some Psi room for some Templar and really gone into a true Protoss PvT endgame army, so that way he would have Zealots, Dragoons, and High Templar for Storms. And if he does get some good Storms off, and with the Stasis, of course, then you can try and win a 200 on 200 army. But with just Zealots, Dragoons, and Arbiters, I gotta say that I favor Flash every step of the way, because he'll be able to EMP, and as long as his tanks are nicely spread out and he keeps things in front, which it looks like he's going to be able to do because he's getting to play so defensively, everything is in Flash's favor at this point. I don't like BeSt's army composition at this point, nor do I like his overall position. It's just a really tough spot to begin with. But yeah. What was that?
Nuke number 2 on the way.
Oh sweet. Flash once again is toying around. I don't know why Flash doesn't just end this. He's having too much fun toying with BeSt. I don't know why he's doing this. He should just finish this off and go for a push at some point. Maybe once he mines out that 6 o'clock base, he'll be like, okay, there's nothing else to even bother mining. Let's just finish this game off.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you there. I just saw the nuke and I almost couldn't help laughing again. He's getting his racks up again. Oh god, he's gonna go for another nuke. He's probably gonna do that. Just pick off. You know what? I know I could move up and pick off that 12 o'clock base, but I don't feel like doing that. I feel like moving in, nuking it, and putting up a smile on my face, and make BeSt have nightmares involving nukes. I think if Flash wins this game the way he's I don't think it's even an if issue at this point. When he wins this game, and with the type of lead he has, and with a crushing defeat this is going to be to BeSt, I think BeSt's morale is going to fall down so low that he's going to have a real hard time actually giving Flash a game. He went into this with a game plan. He had a specific idea in mind. Throw Flash off. And, okay, Flash got thrown off. So, instead of a well-thought-out, timed strategy, he somehow still got a 4-fact push in that did a crap ton of damage, and then he nukes you. That's what happens when you give Flash the freedom of thought and the freedom of play to do what he wants. When you force Flash to play creatively, he'll nuke you. And you'll wish that you hadn't forced him to play creatively. Instead, you kind of wish, you know what, maybe I should have just gone ahead and taken Flash on. Nuke is already detected. EMP has gone off. Next is going to go down at the 12 yet again. Might take some probes with it this time. Arbor is going to come in here. And at least try Skana Stasis, that goes, and the Science Vessel. So that nukes is actually not gonna happen. And Flash like, oh, I can't believe you did that. It's like his toy was broken and absolutely nothing else. He's like, yeah, it's a little thing. I'll fix this in a jiffy. And actually, there's not really a lot of minerals at that 12, so I'm not actually sure if Flash is gonna try to reduce. All the probes being pulled off the line. Apparently there by BeSt, gonna try to, or actually someone being pushed back now. Apparently he thought that the nukes was gonna continue its trip, which it's actually not yet anyway. So it's really kind of hard to cast a game that's not really doing much, just standing there if this was another game with different players, with this different situation, this might be in a circumstance called a stalemate. But you can't call this a stalemate when it's obvious that Flash is so comfortable that he's throwing nukes around while BeSt is just anxiously running around with Arbiters thinking, oh god, what can I do, But Flash has some random SCVs going just through Dragoons of BeSt's. One of these are just acting as scouts, just, oh, okay, let's see, army composition, bunch of Zealots, okay. Dragoons, don't want to waste my scans, so I might as well just spot a lot of Dragoons, base here, not any mining going on there. I think I'm going to win this.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty happy right now, clearing out some Psi space so he can produce some more tanks as if he didn't have enough. Look at that ball of tanks. I think they're just on patrol. I think they're just like wandering around. It's like, well, if BeSt is crazy enough to do a recall in base, well, I'll just go squash it. If he's crazy enough to recall here, I'll go take care of that. Whatevs. And did we just see a cannon kill a probe? Is that what I just saw? That was kind of interesting. Don't really know. It shot something. And something died, but nobody's producing anything, and everyone's just sort of sitting around. Both players just content to sit around, and Flash is going to be content to just keep throwing nukes around and keep having fun. Although, actually, I don't think that nuclear silo is building, unless it's already completed or something. I don't think that nuclear silo is building, so just sort of chilling at this point. Oh, I think it's, yeah, he is killing his own probes. BeSt is killing his own probes at this point, trying to clear up his own side count, so maybe he'll build some High Templar